In this video, I'm going to talk about a recent kitchen install job that I've done for a customer. I'm going to talk about how much I made, what tools did I use, what went well and what didn't go well, customer experience, and things I would do differently next time. Right, so let's begin. I'm just going to go off the cuff with this, so I'm going to be looking down at the questions. I haven't made many notes on this. So let's go. I will just say though, I did do alright on this job. It went really well. So, how much money did I make? It was a kitchen install. I quoted £1,900 and I got it done in 5 days. So that equaled £380 a day. There or thereabouts, because I actually had to do a tiny bit extra. She wanted a little bit of skirting done, and because the job went so well and I had time just to get the skirting, I charged just for the skirting, so it was another 20 quid on that, so 19.20. Yeah, so I worked the job out by, quote wise, by roughly how long I thought it would take. Something along the lines of count all the cabinets up, allow an hour for each, an hour for each end panel, an hour for a corner post, an hour for a filler. Then work out how long I thought it would take to do the handles, how long I think it would take to do the pelmet and cornice, and how long I think it would take to do the plinths, and install integrated appliances and stuff like that. So bit of a guess, and I ended up putting a figure to the price, which was £1,900. There's not any strong logic or system behind me quoting kitchens. I basically look at them, think roughly how long will they take a best case and a worst case scenario. So in this instance I come up with the price of £1,900. It just seemed right, don't ask me why. And then I kind of validate it by thinking, if the job goes really bad and it just doesn't play ball and it takes 8 days, then I would make £237 a day. If the job didn't go particularly well and it took 7 days, then I'd get £271 per day. If the job went well, as expected, £316 per day. That's pretty much what I'm aiming at, £300 a day. I think that will do. If the job goes really well, which it did, £380 a day. Good, yes, happy with that, pleased. So, that's how much money I made. Next question, what tools did I use? Got a list here. Chop saw stand, track saw. I don't know if it's useful or not. I'll just throw some numbers out there as well, because £380 a day might seem like quite a lot to be earning. Bear in mind that doesn't happen every day. Wish it would, that's the aim, but I'm just not there yet. So yeah, before you think I'm ripping anybody off, just consider this. You've got a chop saw and stand, and you're looking at like £1,000. Track saw and the tracks, 700 or 800 quid. The extractor, 650 quid. Electric plane, not sure, like 150 quid. The drills, 400 quid with the batteries. Jigsaw, 200 quid. A few clamps, I don't know, 50 to 100 quid's worth of clamps. You've got your spirit levels, laser levels, work stools, drills and drill bits and hole saw, any jigs that you use for like drilling handles or drilling hinges into doors, and your whole box of basic hand tools. The van to get everything there, and all the associated insurances and and your knowledge, basically. So you're turning up with thousands of pounds worth of gear, and probably like £1,000 worth of insurance as well. So yeah, that's that. Right, next question. What went well and what didn't go well? What went well? Pretty much everything. I don't know why. I think I went into the job fully confident because I really enjoy doing kitchens and I've done a lot of them in recent years. So I knew what I was dealing with. That's where I feel at home most. And I was also looking forward to it as well, which I think going in with the attitude of excitement towards the job and a feeling that I just knew it was going to go well, allowed the job to go well. So yeah, basically everything went well. What didn't go well? Drilling through a pipe. That didn't go well, but it could have been a lot worse because the guy who done the plumbing is my friend and he's awesome. So when I was cutting out the holes in the back of the sink unit, because you've obviously got your wastes, you've got your feeds, all sorts. There's also stopcock, and this guy likes to put nice quarter turn stopcock on there. Now, when I've got to cut that shape out the back of the unit, I like to twist the stopcock just for visualising purposes, see what way it go. With doing that, I realised that there's actually a little collar on there that you have to pull up before you can twist it. Lucky that, because if I hadn't have done the twisty, I might not have known that, and in an emergency, I might have thought, this stopcock don't work. But it would have worked. So basically, cut all my surfaces out, popped the unit back, and then went to install the dishwasher. But I'd forgot to do the hole to get the feed and the return for the dishwasher. So I got my hole saw out, well, I marked where it was in the back of the unit, and thought I'll just pull the unit out, drill the hole. I went to, but the unit was quite wedged in there. One of the legs was further down than others because it was into like a little bit of sand. So I tried to get the unit out and it just wasn't playing ball. So I thought, if I'm careful, I can do this. But you know what hole saws are like, you know, they go, then they go. And that's exactly what happened. I was stupid, really. Yeah, really stupid. Yeah, won't do that again. So yeah, I was drilling this hole and literally a second later, I'm just getting sprayed. So luckily enough, I turned the stopcock and it just immediately turned it off. There was a part of me thinking that I'll turn that stopcock off and it won't make the slightest bit difference because it's not related to this pipe. Luckily it was. So I got very, very lucky. Decent plumber, worth their weight in salt. There we go. Look, decent price, but there's always an area to lose out on. So you have to account for eventualities. And I feel like I did with the price that I put in. So turned that off, called my mate. He had come out the next day, he fixed it. He refused to invoice me because he said I've got him a job or two recently. I didn't have any money to force on him there and then. So we've just left it be for now. I basically just come to the conclusion that I'm going to carry some money around with me and I'm going to force him some money. I can't force him a stupid amount because he was adamant that he didn't want anything, so I'm not, I don't know, you know, I'm just going to leave it ruminating in my mind for now, but either way, he's going to get some money, so that's going to reduce the profit that I made on that job a little bit, but couldn't be more happier. Excellent plumber. The disaster wasn't a disaster. If I couldn't have turned that off, that would have flooded their ground floor. So yeah, very pleased. And no one was there as well. So, you know, they only had to go without water for a night and no one was even there. So someone was looking over me. My plumber guardian angel. Right, customer experience. She was absolutely over the moon. Absolutely brilliant customer. She just left me the key. She went on holiday. She had no reservations. I went in, done the job. She come home a week later. Kitchen is done and dusted, apart from the worktops, which are quartz, which need to get measured up and done by someone else. So no problems there, and she was happy with everything, over the moon. Paid me straight away and left me an absolutely glowing review. So pleased with that. I was actually going to read the review out, but it was really long and it was really detailed, and very complimentary. So yeah, really pleased. Things I would do differently. I've thought about this. There's loads of things I do differently. I would like, didn't matter too much on this job, but on a lot of jobs I cut off my stalls and that's too low, so I'd like to build something that was a bit higher, a bit like a workbench that was really portable. There's something called a pork workbench, which is, look it up, it's something you can make, and I actually got the plans for it a couple of years ago but never made it. I can't remember what they're called, but basically they're benches that have legs. You make it out of ply, legs, you put your bench on top, the bench is full of dog holes that are all perfect in a line, so you put dogs in, which are like dowels, press stuff up. You can easily cut stuff square with your track saw, so at a nice height to work with. I want to build one of them. But something stupid, which I'm not going to do next time, is I kept going backwards and forwards to my van to get drill bits instead of bringing the drill bit box, because it was a bit of an experiment. But every time I went to get a drill bit, I thought I'll bring a box in, but then I convinced myself, no, this is the only drill bit I need, and I just kept going backwards and forwards, so God knows how much time that wastes, so it's pretty stupid. So yeah, that's what I would do different. Right, is that it? Yeah, that's it. So there we go. Pleased with that. Yeah, done well with that job. So, you know, that's something to aim at. More of them is the plan. They won't all go like that. I've got another kitchen coming up, so I'll compare that one. Although saying that, I haven't got it, I've got a quote for it. So, yeah. And to put it in perspective, when I do my own work, I aim for £300 per day. When I work for my builder friend, it is £200 per day. And yeah, so most of the time I'm working for £200 a day, but if I get my own job direct to customer, I aim for more, and sometimes it goes well. And if you've watched another video of this that's similar to this, you'll know that some of them don't go well. If you want to see the kitchen job that I'm talking about, I'll put a link to the video in the description, and yeah, you can get a bit of perspective as to what I'm talking about. Thanks for listening. I hope it's been helpful.